Hello all, I'm Suhasini Shinde. Welcome back to my channel Learn with Suhasini Shinde. In the very last class we have discussed about the electric dipole and the very important terms in the electric dipole, right? And we have also derived an expression for the electric field at some particular point when any point is aligned on the axis of the dipole, right? I just told you in the very last previous class that we had two very important conditions, right? Two important conditions are so firstly, what do you mean by electric dipole? Equal and opposite charges separated with very small distance in between them is called as electric dipole, right? In the very first case, what we do, right? This is the axial line. Wherever the point is present, whether it is here, right, we find out what is the electric field at this particular point due to the electric dipole was the first condition and the first derivation that we have done in the very last class, right? In the today's class, we will be dealing with, you have another point, that is you have a electric dipole positive and negative. You have a center, that is axis joining the two dipoles, right? Two charges, and you exactly at the center a line cuts which is called as equatorial line, right? If at all a charge is placed on this particular equatorial line, it can be here, it can be here, any charge or any point that is present on this equatorial line, what is the electric field at this particular points, right, due to the electric dipole is measured, and this derivation we will be learning at the today's class. Is this clear up to this particular point, right? We will learn the second derivation. The very first derivation is dealt in the very previous video, and in this video we will be learning what is the electric field intensity at the equatorial lines of the electric dipole. Okay, let us start with the derivation. See, we have two charges, that is a dipole, electric dipole. Electric dipole has two equal and opposite charges which separated with some distance, that is plus q and minus q. Exactly at the center we have a point O, right? When it is at the center, this line is divided into two parts, that is this distance will be A and this distance will be A, right? And the whole distance between A and B is 2A. Right? From the center, you drew an equatorial line. A line perpendicular to this particular axis will be called as equatorial line. Now, which is the line equatorial? PO is the equatorial line. And what is the distance between this? It is R, right? Now you have to find out what is the electric field at this particular point P, right, due to the positive charge Q and also due to the negative charge Q. So what you do here, you separately find first what is the electric field at particular point P due to positive, and then electric field at point P due to negative, and then you make a vector addition of both the electric fields, then you get a net electric field at this particular point, right? Now say for example, when I say it is a positive charge, the electric field at this point, the electric field line will be in outward direction, right? This is for positive Q, right? You understand why it is outward? In the very last class I said you all the electric field lines from the positive charge move outward in direction, and hence the electric field at this particular point will be moving outward, right? And when we consider negative, all the charges are into that, right? It is towards the negative charge, right? Now what is the electric field at this particular point due to the minus q? It is towards minus q, so it is in this direction, right? Now what you do is you have two electric fields acting at this particular point P, right? That is E due to positive Q and E due to negative Q. You resolve this particular vector into two, that is in E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta, right? Now for example, now this particular vector E is resolved into E positive Q cos theta and E positive Q sin theta, right? Making an angle theta here, right? The electric field due to the positive Q is resolved into two components, one along the x-axis, that is horizontal component, which is called as E positive Q cos theta, and another in the y-axis, that is E positive Q sin theta, right? In the similar lines, even this E due to minus Q is also resolved into two components, that is one again in the same direction, that is E minus Q cos theta, right? And in the y direction, but this time it is opposite to the very previous one, that is E minus Q sin theta, right? Please make a note. E positive q sine theta, E minus q sine theta are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, and hence they cancel out each other, right? And the only component that is present at this particular point P will be the vector sum of both the additive component, that is E plus cos theta and E minus q of cos theta, right? Now before this, now this is the right angle triangle, right? This is AOB, that is AOP and BOP, right? Now you know what is the length between this A and O, that is A. You know also the length between O and B, that is R, right? Now this, what is the length between this particular A and P? It is what? Root of R square plus A square. Now exactly in the similar lines, the distance between O and B is A. The distance between O and P is R. What is the distance between P and B? It is also root of R square plus A square, right? Now what you want? You wanted independent electric fields acting at particular point P. Now you understood what all things that has been represented in this diagram. You had two dipoles separated with distance 2a. In between center it is A and A. You also have a point at P, right, it is on the equatorial line whose distance is R, right? Now at this particular point there are two electric fields acting, one because of positive Q and one because of negative Q. One because of positive Q is outwards, that is E plus Q, which is resolved into two component, E plus Q cos theta and E plus Q sin theta, right? You have another component of electric field due to B, which is again further resolved. Now this is the component of B, right? It is towards B, that is towards the charge. Why? Because all the electric field lines are towards the charge, and hence the electric field line will be towards this particular B, right? And again this is further again divided into, or it is split into two component. One is horizontal component, that is E minus Q cos theta, and another is vertical component E minus Q sin theta, right? And the distance between this AP and PB remains same. It is root of R square plus A square. Up to this particular point it is clear, right? Now what you do, you find out what is electric field at particular point P due to positive Q. Now you know what is the electric field intensity at some particular point due to any point charge. Now that we have derived very previously, what was it? It was 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught, right? It was positive Q, right? It was positive Q divided by this square, the distance between this, right? It is root of R square plus A square. P square can also be written as A square plus R square, right? Now this AP, now we will write only A square plus R square, right? Now this is the electric field intensity, electric field at particular point P due to positive charge. Okay, now what is the electric field at this particular point due to minus Q? It is again E up minus Q, that is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q is the charge, that is again this distance is what? Again PB square is again root, this PB square is also again A square plus R square, right? So it is, we write, instead of writing root of A square R square, we write AP square and PB square, that is A square plus R square, right? Now these are the two electric field that are acting at this particular point P due to the electric dipole. Now what you do, if at all you want a net electric field at this particular point, you add vector addition of both the electric fields give you the net electric field at this particular point. So what you do, you add now, E will be equal to E because of positive, right, plus E because of negative, right? Now what is the vector sum of these two, right? You can also write key E example, the vector sum or the net electric field at this particular point is, the sign components are already cancelled. Why? Because they were both equal and opposite in nature. The only component that is getting added is the E cos theta, right? Now it is E positive Q cos theta, right, plus E because of minus Q cos theta. Sin theta have got cancelled out earlier, right? Now what you do, cos theta is common, so it is E because of positive Q and E because of negative Q, right? And it is cos theta, right? Now you know what are the values of this E positive Q and E negative Q. It is given here, right? Now what you have to find out? Cos theta. Now this cos theta can be found out again by this. Now this triangle AOB or POB, all both are same. So whatever you can take any of the one triangle here, right? Now taking this triangle POB, what is sine theta here? This is theta, right? Here it is theta, so it is adjacent angle, right? This is theta, right? Now this theta will be equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, right? Cos theta is written as adjacent by hypotenuse, right? What is adjacent? It can be AO or it can be OB, right? OB, if we consider this triangle, it is OB, right? What is hypotenuse? It is PB. Either it can be PB, either it can be AB, right? What is PB? Right? Now what is the value of OB here? It is A. What is the value of PB here? It is root of A square plus R square, which can also be written as A square plus R square 1 by 2. Is this clear? Right? Now substitute all the value because of positive Q, because of negative Q and cos theta in this particular equation. What do you get? E net will be equal to, E positive Q is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by A square plus R square, right? This one, and plus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by A square plus R square, right? This was E positive Q and this was because of E negative Q, right? Then what we are left with? Cos theta. Cos theta is this one, that is A divided by A square plus R square 1 by 2. Did you follow up to this particular point? Now what do you do? Now this exactly are same. 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by A square plus R square. Both are same. We can write 2 times this value. So E net will be 2 times of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by A square plus R square. This can be written, right, into cos theta, that is A square plus R square 1 by 2. Right? Now you understand what is electric dipole. What was electric dipole? Electric dipole was the product of the charge and the distance between the dipole. Right? Was the electric dipole moment given. Right? Now instead of you have all these values here, you have 2, you have Q, you have A. Instead of writing 2QA, you can directly write what is this electric dipole moment. So what is E net now? It is electric dipole moment because of these 3, right? These 3 terms are substituted by this electric dipole, that is electric dipole divided by what is left now? 4 pi epsilon naught. You have again the same things, A square plus R square, right? Here A square plus R square raised to 1 by 2. When you have like these things, right, then what you do, you add up the powers. So what happens here? A square plus R square as it is for both these things. For this it was 1 plus for this it was 1 by 2. So it is taking LCM, it becomes 3 by 2, right? It becomes 3 by 2 now, right? So this is the electric field at this particular point P due to the electric dipole, right? Now you have certain conditions. Say for condition 1, what if condition 1, if at all the distance between the electric dipole, that is 2A, that is A, basically A, is very small, very small compared to R. Say for example, R is more greater than A, and hence A value is neglected, right? Now this A is so small that in comparison with R, A value is very small, and hence this A value is neglected and only R is taken, right? So what do you write? E net will be equal to, that is dipole moment, 4 pi epsilon naught. This A is neglected, So we write only r square. This is 3 by 2, which will be equal to 3 2s are 6. It is 6 by 2, right? 2 1s are 2 3s are 6. So the final expression will be electric dipole moment 4 pi epsilon r cube. Again a vector which denotes the direction. This is a directional vector. Due to the dipole, you have this particular electric field at this particular point on the equatorial line. Is this clear, right? And lastly, in this particular equation, you put negative here. Why? Because this negative sign indicates, right, the dipole moment always move from negative to positive, right? Now what is negative to positive here, right? You can check here, right? This is negative charge. This is positive charge, right? In between negative positive charge, right, a dipole is always moves from negative to positive. The dipole moment direction is always represented from negative to positive. But the electric field at this particular point is moving in some other direction because the vector sum of the cos theta of both the points here. Now the electric field is in this direction, right? It is a net electric field acting at this particular point is moving into this direction because the addition of both of these components, right? It is in this direction. But the momentum, the electric dipole moment always move from negative direction to the positive direction, and hence its direction is negative here. Now this negative sign indicates that electric field is opposite to that of the dipole moment that is produced due to the dipoles, right? Is this clear? Now this is the final expression for the electric field due to the electric dipoles. Now the next derivation will be torque on a dipole in a uniform electric field, right? Now let us consider a dipole that is kept in a uniform electric field. What do you mean by uniform electric field? Electric field, the magnitude and the direction of the electric field will be same at any different time or at the different places into that particular region, will call at uniform electric field, right? In uniform electric field, you have a dipole. What do you mean by dipole? Two equal and opposite charges placed with some distance in between them. A very small distance in between them will be called as electric dipole, right? Now that electric dipole is placed in the uniform electric field. This is a negative charge. This is a positive charge. And you have the distance between the two charges is 2a. Right? Now I said you the dipole that has been generated, the dipole moment which gives the strength of the electric field that is generated by this dipole have always the tendency of moving from negative to positive in their direction, right? The dipole, electric dipole direction, that is P, will be always from negative to positive with respect to these two charges, right? Now this arrow shows it is the dipole is in negative to positive direction with particular this electric field making an angle theta with this electric field, right? Now I said you in the very first classes we have a charge, then you have some electric field lines. Any charge coming into this particular region will experience some force on it, right? And exactly the same thing happened here. This is a uniform electric field and these two are the charges. When these two charges are placed in this fashion, they experience some force on it due to the electric field, that is uniform electric field. Now what is the force that is exerted on this particular? The force that is exerted on this positive charge will always be in the direction of electric field, right? For example, what is force? That is Q into E. Force experienced or the electric field intensity on the positive charge Q will be equal to the force on that particular charge. That is F is equal to Q into E, and the force that is exerted on this positive charge will be always in the direction of the electric field. Electric field direction is this, and hence the force exerted on this particular positive Q also in this direction, right? Now what is the same? Now exactly the same force will be exerted on also the minus Q charge, but in the opposite direction. The force exerted on minus Q will always be negative towards when compared to the positive or the electric field. If at all the electric field is moving in this particular direction, the force exerted on this will be opposite and equal, that is Q into E. Now there are two forces that is experienced by these two charges, right? Opposite and unequal in magnitude, and hence the net force, they cancel out each other, and net force on this particular electric dipole will be equal to 0. That is, F net will be equal to 0. An electric dipole experience a net force of 0 when kept in uniform electric field. Now due to this, what happens? A coupling force that comes into picture, which is called as torque. Now this force is acting into this, and this is acting in this particular direction. Always the electric dipole will tend to move in the same direction and locate itself in the direction of electric field. Now this is making an angle theta. If it starts moving into this particular direction, then what happens? The dipole movement direction also will be in the direction of electric field. The electric dipole always tend to shift itself to the direction of the electric field, but right now it is with some angle theta, right? Now whenever this force get cancels, now this coupling force forms another energy into it, that is called as a torque, right? The torque that is created in this particular electric dipole, right? Now how do you define torque? What is torque? The torque is the force exerted at one particular point, any force, either this force or this force, into perpendicular distance between the charges, perpendicular distance. Now this is how the torque is being expressed, right? The torque generated on this electric dipole can be given as force into perpendicular distance. Now what is force? Force can be taken as Q into E. What is perpendicular distance? To find out perpendicular distance, what we do, you just extend this line so that we have a perpendicular distance here, right? Now this is the perpendicular distance between the two charges. Say this is C, right? A triangle ABC. What is this length? That is, how do you find out this line? You can find out it by taking a sine theta. Sine theta is what? Opposite by hypotenuse. Now this is theta, so this will be theta, right? The electric dipole movement is making an angle theta with electric field, right? Now this is the again same angle theta in triangle BAC. This is adjacent, this is opposite, and this is hypotenuse. What distance we wanted? We want as hypotenuse. Hypotenuse can be found out by using sine theta. What is sine theta? That is opposite by hypotenuse, right? What is, now you can write opposite by sine theta into hypotenuse, right? What is opposite? Opposite is BC, right? Sine theta as it is. What is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is AB, which is has the value as 2A. That is 2A. This can be written as BC will be equal to 2A sine theta, right? Now you have both the values. You also have the value for force and also for value of the perpendicular distance. Now you substitute how torque is defined now. Torque will be equal to force into perpendicular distance, right? What is force? That is Q into E, right? This is force, and the distance is equal to 2A sine theta, right? This is torque. Now if you can understand here, the dipole moment can be given, it is given as 2A into Q, right? 2A into Q can be substituted with the dipole moment. So the final expression for the torque is P, that is E. This is dipole moment, this E, and this sine theta, right? And the vector representation of the torque can be written as P cross E. This is the vector representation of the torque that is acting on a dipole when it is kept in an uniform electric field. Is this clear now, right? Now here you have two special cases here. The very first case is, what if theta is equal to 0 degrees, right? If theta is 0 degree, then what does it mean? This dipole has to be aligned in this way so that it makes theta is equal to 0 degree. Say for example, now it is here in this direction, the negative and positive charge is in this direction. Now these are dipole, negative and positive, and the electric field is also in the same direction. Electric dipole will be always in the direction from negative to positive. So the dipole is in this direction, right? Electric field is also in this direction, right? Making an angle theta is equal to 0. At this particular point, the net force will also be equal to 0, and the torque sine 0 will be what? You substitute in this value when theta is equal to 0. When theta is equal to 0, what happens? Tau is equal to Pe sine theta, right? When theta is equal to 0, this becomes whole 0, and hence tau will also be equal to 0. This particular condition where the dipole moment and the electric field are in same direction and theta making an angle 0 will be called as stable equilibrium condition. This condition is called as stable equilibrium. You have another condition. What if the dipole is turned like this? Now here it is negative, here it is positive. Say for example theta is equal to 180 degree. Now what is this theta? We always measure this theta with respect to the dipole moment ka direction with electric field, right? Here the dipole moment was making an angle theta with the electric field, so it was theta. In this condition, a dipole moment is making 0 angle with respect to electric field, it is theta is equal to 0. Now in the very next condition, you take this is positive, this is negative, right? This is negative charge, this is positive charge. Electric field is in this direction, right? And the dipole will be in this direction, right? Dipole is in this direction, electric field is this direction, right? And at this particular point, what is the net force will be equal to 0, and tau is equal to Pe sine theta. What is the theta now here? It is 180 degree, right? Now 180 degree, so you put 180 degree, then again it is 0. So tau will also be equal to 0, right? Now the torque experienced by the dipole when the dipole is making an angle of 180 degree when kept in a uniform field is called as unstable equilibrium, right? Now this condition is called as unstable equilibrium, right? There are three conditions. When theta with some angle, theta 0 degree with same alignment as electric field, then it is stable equilibrium. Theta 180 degree, the dipole moment with the opposite direction with that of the electric field, it is called as unstable equilibrium. Now these are the things that you have to understand when you study torque on a dipole in a uniform electric field, right? Is this clear completely, right? This was all about today's class. In the very next class, we'll be learning about the Gauss law, that is flux lines and electric flux density and Gauss law, right? And the material for this particular chapter will be given into the description box. You please go through that, and whenever you come into the videos, you study all these things, go back to the material and see the material, right? All the things exactly you find it similar. It makes you very easy to grasp the things, and it is very easy to study and within a very less time, right? So it is always my sincere request, so whenever you follow any, not only me, any videos on YouTube channels or anywhere, right, you make sure that you are following the same notes that is provided by them, so that it becomes very easy. The either way is also right, that you can follow any of the notes, but the only thing is to make your time consume very less and to understand it very fast, you can follow this particular pattern, right? And thanks for all the viewers and all my dear students for watching my videos so patiently, and thank you so much.